A lot of people do because that's an area of the back that gets stiff with gravity and with sitting and compression, right? So these are tools that you can use to mobilize the lumbar vertebrae, which sits right on top of the sacrum, right? And then if you stay over on one side, so if you stay to the left, and then you tip your pelvis forward and back, forward and back. So yeah, pubic bones up and down, up and down. How's that feel?
Like it's more like a massage on one side of the muscle.
Yeah, yeah. The muscle, the connective tissue, the facet joints of the lumbar spine, and the nerve roots that go through there. And so you're getting to all those layers, getting them to move. So whichever layers are irritating are getting to move, which is soothing to them. And if for some reason it's not soothing, your body will let you know, and it will start to escalate the alarm, the warning, danger, the pain experience will increase, which would be your cue to stop, back off. My body doesn't like this. But as long as your body is, if it's staying kind of neutral, the same, maybe a little uncomfortable, but it's just not worsening, then you can stick with it, see if it starts to de-escalate, and if it does, then you're on the right track. How's it going?
Like the side that's a massage is feeling good, but the other side is like,
okay. It's jealous.
Yeah.
Let's go to the other side.
The other side is like more. Oh, this side is can move.
Okay, so let's start there. And you can start really, really small. These can be micro movements. Don't force anything. Just see what your body will do. Okay, how much will it move on the side? Work with it where it's at. Okay, and if it will only move a little bit, this side is, from what I can tell just by watching you move, when we looked at how your back was moving to start, this side looked stiffer.
Yeah.
You felt that?
Yeah, when I do the stretch before my deadlift, this bone, like the connection, this part, it's like I always feel it, like when I do twist. Like I was like, this side is like not the same as the other side.
Yeah, yeah. So this side might need a little bit more TLC, tender, loving care, right? So you may need to go a little slower with it, start a little smaller, take more rest breaks, come back to it more often until it kind of eases up and allows you to get more motion there. Yeah, it just might take a little more time because it's a little stiffer. It's a little bit more sensitive. Can you try doing some deep breaths as you do this? Yeah, so your belly moves. That's gonna allow your brain to further recognize that this is safe. Because it really it goes into a pain response when it perceives that there is danger. It thinks there's enough danger going on that it's got to warn you about this possible danger. But if you can do things that remind your brain it's okay, we're safe, it's less likely to set off those pain alarms. So deep breathing is a really good one because your body recognizes that deep breathing is what we do when we're not in a crisis state. If we were in crisis, if we're running from a bear, we're breathing shallow and fast. We're not doing deep belly breaths. Other things that you could try would be visualizing a place that's like your favorite vacation spot.
I feel like muscle here is like
side is tensing up, then it might be time to switch positions. Perhaps just go back to center and try there for a little while. How's that feeling?
Feel less stretched when I first doing it.
Yeah, so it's not as stiff as when you first did it. Okay. So that is credible evidence for your brain that doing this is not just safe, but helpful. Right? Right? And this is part of why I like to take videos, and I can send it to you later, because when you can look back and you can see when you first started doing this, your pelvis really didn't move much at all. And then you can, go back and speed forward to the, part of the video where you'll be able to see, oh my gosh, doing this really got it to move, and my back is now moving. And it feels okay? Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Right? So finding those signals of like credible evidence that what you're doing is safe or even beneficial can help your brain to understand that this is okay, it's not dangerous, and the subconscious survival mechanisms don't have to keep running those protective mechanisms on high alert, trying to protect you from things that you don't actually need protection from at this point. Right? But I could see where if you were told by PTs and people who should have been helping you to stop moving, stop lifting, just tighten your core and hold and brace your core all the time, that on some level that your subconscious would go, whoa, something must be really bad if they're telling me to not do the things that I love, to not lift weight. I must be really frail if I can't even lift weights, and my back must be really in bad shape if I have to just tighten around my core all the time to support it. Right?
Yeah.
So it's time to let that go, because your spine is resilient and it's strong, and you even saw on our x-ray there was nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with your spine. And your body can heal, and it did. Right? So let's see what you got by way of motion now. Just before we wrap up with this, if you do want to do a segment up higher, you can roll the roller up a little higher on your low back. That would be lower, so try going a little higher. So you're going to roll your legs that way. Yep, just maybe around there. You try the same thing there and see if that also feels like a stiff spot. Looks a little stiff to me.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got 5 lumbar vertebrae, maybe 6, because some people have an extra, because we're all individual and have our individual variety in our anatomy. And you can do the same thing where you turn the knees over to one side and maybe try tilting the pelvis there. Yeah, and you can play with the angle too, like if it starts to strain anything, like maybe don't turn your knees as much. Yeah, so maybe don't turn your knees quite as much if it's straining the other side. Yeah, it can just be a little bit.
I can't put that knee down, this part hurt.
Could you try straightening one leg? I think maybe if you straighten the right knee out. Does that help at all?
This part is like super tensed up when I was
Okay, maybe try bending the right knee and straightening the left knee.
I will just stay this part.
Okay. Yeah, and just keep playing with it. And maybe you just do a few reps like that and then come back to center if that pull feels like it's too much, right? Or go back to what we were doing before, where you just kind of windshield wiper the knees back and forth, so they're not holding it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Feeling a bit looser?
This side is loose.
The right side's gonna need a little more work.
Yeah, this side I can move and not too much tension here. But when I turn this side, it's still like the knee wouldn't go down.
That's okay. That's okay. This isn't gonna happen all in one day. You're gonna have to just keep at it. Keep checking back in, and give it a little bit of love. Yeah, it had quite a bit of time when it was not moving.
Yeah.
And you got some advice to really not move it. And it's time to reclaim that movement is healthy and you deserve to move. And that movement is good for your body. And so you're gonna have to reteach, your body that movement is safe. And you are resilient and your spine can handle it. You're ready for it. Yeah, there is a time and when in a very acute injury, if you just freshly injured something and there is tissue damage, when not moving right away is appropriate, but that has long passed, right? And you have the x-ray that showed that nothing was going on. So it's time to reintroduce movement to these tissues, all the layers of tissues. And we don't even have to analyze what they are. They all need to move at this point. And if any one of them is stiff, it could irritate your system. Does that resonate? Do you
Yeah, because they all have to work together
Yes.
for the one movement.
Yeah, that's the thing, is if your joint isn't moving well, then of course your nerve isn't going to move well, and your fascia isn't going to move well, and your muscle isn't going to move well. So they all go together. So in my mind, does it really matter which one is the most irritated? Yeah, maybe, but we still have to address all of them. Because if I only get your joint moving, but I don't address the nerve, then it's just going to go right back to getting irritated. And what I see a lot is people will only address the muscular system, but they won't address the joint. Well, the muscles are getting tight because the underlying joint is stiff. So if you do a massage and you get the muscles to loosen up somehow, they're just going to go right back to being stiff because the joint that they cross over is stiff, so the muscles can't move through their full range of motion. If they can't move, they're just going to stiffen right back up. Right? And if they can't move, then the nerve that supplies them is going to be irritated. It's all connected. So we have this weird system in healthcare where we separate everything. We have specialists for muscles, and specialists for joints, and specialists for nerves. But these things all work together.
Yeah. I mean, if one damage, all the rest is gonna shrink.
Yeah. You're moving a lot better here. So let's have you bridge your hips up. Take the foam roller out from underneath you. Yeah. And slowly come on down and see how things feel. If you do a windshield wiper and twist your legs from side to side from here. Ooh. Okay, how does it feel there?
Like I feel this side is like, I can feel this side, I don't know why. Because when we do this normally, I should feel the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel this side. I want to do this.
Okay. Something has shifted.
Yeah. Because normally if I didn't do that exercise, want to do this, I will feel the opposite side, like it's stretching. I want to do this, I was like, I still feel this side. So I was like,
When you go both directions?
yeah. Mine is this side is like more stand out. Like there's something is not what I usually feel.
Okay, all right. So there's something still to explore there. Overall, does it feel a little looser?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, because my knees is kind of all on the
They're
ground.
getting all the way to the ground. Okay. They usually don't.
I usually I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, this is knee always on the ground, but I don't remember the other knee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't put on the ground.
Okay. Yeah. It definitely looks like more motion.
Yeah.
All right. Great. We have some tools now to keep working with so you can keep building that range of motion.